The Last Jedi, Luke's fears about his nephew Ben that caused him to draw his lightsaber were entirely correct. In this movie, there's a flashback scene of Luke peering into the mind of his nephew and sensing some very powerful darkness inside. And in response to sensing this darkness, Luke pulls out his lightsaber. After all, Luke was afraid that the darkness inside of his nephew might become a serious threat. And yeah, it did. And very, very quickly, like a couple minutes after this encounter, when Ben Solo wakes up and sees Luke holding a lightsaber, Ben pulls out his own lightsaber and attacks him, thinking he needs to defend himself. He then proceeds to use the Force to collapse the hut they're in so he can get away from his uncle, who he thinks has gone crazy. And okay, so far this is not an unreasonable response. This whole misunderstanding is Luke's fault. What is Kylo Ren's fault, though, is what he does next, because he proceeds to summon enough Force lightning to disintegrate the entire Jedi Temple and kill almost all of the students. See, that massive escalation is not something Ben can reasonably blame Luke for. I do not buy the idea that this perceived attack is what turned Kylo Ren to the dark side, because if your response to a perceived attack is to then massacre a bunch of innocent people who had nothing to do with it, you were already a monster before someone attacked you. Ben Solo must have already been like 99% gone. This scene was just the last straw. If this hadn't happened, something else would have set him off anyway. And we know that Kylo Ren really looks up to Darth Vader, so of course Ben Solo is gonna follow in his grandfather's footsteps and murder a bunch of children. And ironically, if Luke had been actually trying to kill his nephew, I don't think any of this stuff would have happened.